we were just like, all right, let's find a couple of places, and then they moved us to another hotel to where it was the restaurant that spins around on the roof. That hotel had a club inside inside the hotel. That place, it was crazy because the prince of Saudi Arabia walked in, and
Oh,
I was like,
really?
"Yo, who's this?" I was like, "Who's this dude?" And they're like, "Oh, that's the prince of Saudi Arabia."
Oh,
Like,
wow.
I was like, "This is the prince of Saudi Arabia?" And he just comes up, and was like, "How you doing, my brother?" And just daps me up. I'm like, "Oh shoot, what's up?" Like, yeah, let's turn up. And like freaking Drake and stuff was popping and everything. I was like, "Okay, bet."
Bro,
This
that's
was like
awesome.
it was a good time, and like honestly, like water was freaking $12 just for a glass of water, which is
Mm,
ridiculous.
yeah.
But it was like I was like, listen, all right, I don't even want to know what y'all's freaking vodka Sprite even gonna cost. But so what's the game plan, guys?
What's the game plan?
What's the game plan?
Let's
Let's go
just
ahead.
let's just go over travel. Like, I mean, it's simple. I mean,
You
who's
sound
Top
been who's
excited.
traveled recently?
like top 5 places that we've gone to, or how y'all want to do that? Y'all want to just talk about like or your
Well, I
favorite?
mean, we kind of had recent travels, each one of us, so I guess we could kind of talk about that.
Dude, I haven't. I'm the only person that probably ain't left the country. Oh, and
Since the pandemic?
yeah, well, actually, yeah. No, I went
Wait.
after the pandemic because I went to Dubai with my mom.
Oh, yeah. When was that?
That was 20. That had to be 2021.
Oh, that was
So the
2 years
pandemic
ago
was,
now?
yeah, that was 2 years ago when I went with my mom.
Did you have to wear masks or
Wow.
anything?
Dude, not really. Like on the
Oh,
plane we did, but that was
oh,
like
wow.
everywhere else because you got to think about Dubai did the whole like they did the whole had drones spraying the highways and everything. Like they had
Yeah.
everything. They were
They
pretty
did it
much
smart. That's
yeah.
really what it
Mandate
is.
was away real fast in Dubai.
Oh,
And
wow.
even what was it? What's the other place? It's Dubai and it's not
Abu
Saudi.
Dhabi.
Abu Dhabi. Yep. Yeah, both
Okay.
places. The only place you had to wear masks was the souks.
So
Any
wait,
closing areas, really, right?
They ain't yeah, all the places were open when we went.
you went like late 2021 then, because that's
Yeah.
around the time where like, masks weren't really that required anymore.
Well, we had masks in the United States longer than they did.
Oh, really?
Yeah, way longer than they did.
Huh.
Because first of all, they did mandatory vaccinations.
Kind of.
America was like,
Hmm.
America, yeah, America, because we had Americans like, I'm not taking that vaccination. Dubai was like, here you go.
Hmm.
But yeah, no, Dubai still. I tell everybody they need to go to Dubai at least once.
It's on my bucket list. I definitely want to go.
That's the place to go.
So, Miles, like, where have you been in terms of like, places around the world?
So
Y-
Dubai, Germany, France, Canada, Mexico, Bahamas,
Hmm.
Jamaica, St. Thomas, uh, Barbados. No, not Barbados
Man,
yet.
that man's an island hopper.
Oh,
Hmm.
yeah, absolutely, absolutely. Shoot, that's why I got so dark.
I
That's the
don't think
main
that's how
reason.
that works. I don't think that's how that works.
I'm pretty sure that's the math. You go to a couple islands, drink a
Nah.
couple coconuts, you just get darker.
I mean, some people just naturally like you.
I'm not
Hmm.
naturally like this. I was light skinned, just like you.
We need to get into that too much.
Uh,
I got that Revitiligo.
All right, Ruckus.
All right. How many places you been to?
well, I'm actually just went abroad, for the first time in a long time, this year. So I went to South America. I went to Paraguay and Brazil,
How
and
was that?
then, oh man, it was so much fun. When I was in Paraguay, like, I visited my dad, and, he's like retired and stuff. And he has a farm now, and I actually got a chance to drive like the tractor.
Oh dang,
Yeah,
that's dope. Oh snap.
yeah. Also, before I forget, like we should probably introduce the show. We've been
Oh
talking for
yeah,
a couple minutes now.
that's true. Uh, ladies, gentlemen, others, welcome to the
Others.
Unfiltered Pineapple Podcast. It right now this is right now we're just talking about trips and places we've been to around the world. Nobody here has been to another planet yet, so we ain't gonna talk about planets. It's me, Miles. We got Ari
Me. Yeah,
and
Ari.
Brandon on the
Yo,
podcast. We're gonna knock this out. We're gonna just have a little
Knock
small.
this out.
Oh yeah, we're gonna knock this out. We're gonna have a fun conversation today. And shoot. But all right, go back to what you were saying. I'm sorry to interrupt because I do want to hear more about that trip in South America.
Yeah, so like I was saying, like I went to Paraguay to visit my dad. Like he's retired. He used to work at a bank and now he's just like he has a farm and so he's like raising cattle. He has um rice and stuff that like he harvests and so I got a chance to like drive a tractor and it was
Has it,
really cool.
so how you have you ever been there before?
Not no, like I haven't been there since I was like 5.
Wow.
So I mean, like this was really my first time going, and it was such a interesting experience for me. Um, because like it is so different, like culturally and everything, and I've just you got used to just like I'm so like Americanized, like it's been a while.
So no gentrification.
culturally, how?
So I mean, like, there's just like some things that like stuck out to me, in terms of like, cultural differences. Um, let me see. I'm trying to think. One thing that I hated the most was if you go to like any like bathroom or anything, like the toilet seats, they have like this like weird like foam, like, it's like so you sit on the thing and it's just like I don't know. It's just like
I'm confused. What are you talking about? Are you talking about like a cushion?
yeah, it's a cushion. It's so ugh.
Wait, they got like the old people cushions on all the public seats?
Yeah,
W- Well, maybe because they
yeah.
don't want
Public
So,
and
like,
private. Yeah.
maybe because most of the
uh,
people there don't have behinds like that. I'm just joking. I'm just joking. But that's
Um,
crazy. I've been thinking about getting one because I'm getting old. My back's starting to
I mean,
crack.
I get it for like your house and stuff, but I mean that's just unsanitary.
That is true. That is very true. But hey,
And then
okay.
the fact that like toilet you can't flush toilet paper down the toilet.
What?
oh,
Yeah,
Yeah.
like if you're in South America and stuff, like the public sewers can't handle it. Like
So they
they have a waste bin.
no.
Yes, for that.
No, that's wild.
it
Okay,
smells
yeah,
lovely.
that's wild.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, gotcha. Shoot, holy crap!
So, I mean, that kind of stuck out to
Was
me.
that a pun?
What?
Was that a pun Dave was trying to do there? Holy crap!
You said, is that a pun?
Oh, yeah, that's what you said, Miles. Holy crap.
Oh, God, that was not a pun. That was
Uh,
no pun intended on that one. Did not. Sorry about that.
uh,
But no, like I thought you were gonna say, yeah, they all had bidets or something like that.
there's also bidets. Don't get me wrong.
Oh, so see, okay, so now that makes sense. They're like, yeah, don't be flushing the toilet. We giving you free water to wash in between your cheeks.
No, it'd be a lot
Who said
worse if it were
that?
just, that. But no, they have bidets too.
I'm not
That
gonna.
was
America's the only place that I've been to that don't really have bidets like that.
it is kind of weird, isn't it?
It is, but I don't think America's diet will allow bidets to work. You need like a high pressure water hose for that.
Oh, they'll work. Trust me, they'll work.
I mean, there are bidets that are like that. So,
Ooh, I'm here. I ain't trying to water hose my insides. That's crazy.
um, actually, like in Brazil, like you know, like those like hoses that you can have like in the kitchen, like to wash like your dishes and stuff.
Hmm.
Well, they have that for the bathroom.
Go ahead. They just got what's it called, a sprinkler faucet. What's that little hose?
I don't know what I don't forgot what it was called, but
Off the hose?
yeah, they have that. Like you know.
That's not a bidet. That's a faucet hose.
No, they're bidets. They're bidets. A lot of countries I've traveled to, they actually use that now.
they
That's how
might
they do it.
they might as well just give you a regular water hose and just tell you to put your thumb on it. That's go crazy. I never in my life would have. Okay, hey, and you said what part of South America was this?
I'm sorry, I missed that. What was that?
What part of South America was this?
So it was in Brazil where they had the water hose.
Gotcha.
Well, I mean, it's not water hose. It's just like this um like sprinkler. Like the closest thing I can like tell you is like the thing that you have like in the kitchen where you can just like move it around and just like
Like
get
a
your
like a
wash your dishes.
like a mini shower head.
Yeah, yeah,
Faucet
like
hose.
exactly. Yes.
Yeah. Mm-mm-mm. That's wild. Yeah, you
Yeah.
just taught me something new. Taught me something new. It's still
You didn't
crazy.
see that, and
Go
you didn't
ahead.
see that in Dubai.
No, there was a full bidet to where you press the buttons and like the little hose will like come out from the right side of the toilet seat and then get into position and then spray you, and then it'll have a
Oh, dang.
heater and a blow dryer all for your rear end.
Oh, that's the Japanese style ones then.
Yeah, they had those for us.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, with the heater and everything. I was like, that is. I don't know if my nether region needed that much pampering, but
So overall, do you guys like agree that like bidets should be a thing here? Do you think that,
For me,
America needs bidets? I mean,
I
I'm a reformed
I
man,
I don't care about
I
everybody else.
what
I
you
don't care about everybody else. Me personally, I'm definitely getting one because it saves on toilet paper and all that. And the best analogy somebody told me was, it's like, what's easier, trying to spray down peanut butter or trying to wipe peanut butter?
that's crazy.
I know it's a little nasty, but I
That's
mean,
that's crazy. That's a crazy analogy. It worked. It just triggered in my head, but that's crazy. I didn't know thought about it like that. That is
yeah,
crazy.
yeah.
yeah, I
Amen.
wasn't
So
prepared for
that's
that
where it's like,
analogy.
yeah, I was not ready for that one. But I agree that I just think that more it would be more effective if we grew up with it.
Oh,
As
yeah,
a
yeah.
as a as a whole adult before I even being introduced to a bidet. Yeah, I thought I needed to press charges. It was the first time a bidet sprayed on me, and I was like, this is
Yeah.
this is a violation of my constitutional right.
But I mean,
This
you
is
gotta
a
think most of the world does
unreasonable
it.
search and seizure.
Exactly. Exactly.
Oh, I just remembering now, like so also that was one of the things that like were um just like different for me. But I also remember there was when I was taking a shower, like so in a lot of countries, I mean Brazil was included, but where I stayed they didn't have this, but when you take a shower, they don't have like water heaters like we do here in the States. They have like this device that's hooked up as a shower head that heats the water at the source. So, you know, in comes cold water, and then the shower head is the heater, and then out comes the hot water, and is actually directly connected to the electrical system. So if you actually see it in person, like it looks dangerous as hell. And it actually is because it's called the Widowmaker in Paraguay. Um,
Ooh.
and my uncle had that, and I was like, oh, this is the stuff that like kills you. So I had that, and I hate it.
Well,
Like it was
we're
so
glad that you're still with us. We're glad you're still with us because
yeah.
you did that.
It was so unreliable in heating the water too. Like I was so mad because it's wintertime over there, and I went during wintertime, and the water was just cold. I didn't have like hot water at all. Like
Oh
if
man.
if you want hot water to where it's like maybe 95 degrees, like you need to turn the water pressure down so much, like
Oh,
just to
so
get it.
it can't heat it when it's flowing fast, but it can heat it when it's flowing slow.
Like I've tried so many different combinations of just like letting the water run for a little bit and then starting it, or just starting it and then letting the water like run, because like it has a switch too that you have to switch on. And yeah, and like I don't know, because my uncle like put it on to where it was on low, and then he switched it on to high. He was like, okay, so you can have like a hot shower. I'm just like, I mean, I didn't have a hot shower.
I don't think he been to the United States and experienced
No,
sauna
he's
Well,
hours.
no, he's been here. Like he stayed with us, and so he knows like what a hot shower is. Uh,
Oh, then he's accustomed now to the shower head heater. See, and
yeah,
I'm gonna have to look this up after the podcast because I've never heard of that before. I've never
I haven't
even
either.
yeah.
I
That's
mean, most countries they're more electrical friendly, so they use a
yeah.
lot of like switches for the heat pump. So you have to wait like 30 minutes or so before you take a shower, and that'll heat it up, or you just leave it on. But unlike America, your heater's always on. There's switches that they use out in different countries.
see most of the times
Hmm.
me being in the Caribbeans, I hop back on a cruise ship
Mm-hmm.
and I'm back with hot showers where there's a centralized heater that boils all the water and then sends it to our hotel or our cabin. But
Yeah.
that's fascinating. That is fascinating. That's something to where I'm gonna have to prepare for.
Well, I mean, when I was in Brazil, they didn't have that. They had just an instant hot water heater where it's like gas, and so I mean, it was hot. So I missed that.
I, I got 9 years on my passport. Well, yeah, nine years on my passport. So I'm trying to stamp this one up. But shoot, Brandon, what trips you been on recently?
I recently went to Egypt, and I've also been to the UAE, like you have, Abu Dhabi, and Dubai,
I saw
and
the
they've
Did you
been
see
video.
the
pretty
pyramids?
interesting. I did see the pyramids. They were that's gonna start a whole conspiracy theory that we're not gonna get into, but I don't think
No,
it's
let's start it.
possible.
What? Let me see. Let's hear it. Let's hear it. You said you don't think it's possible. What?
So they said that the pyramids were made from all the way back 5, 6,000 years. There's only like 20 years to 27 years that it took to make the Great Pyramid of Giza. And you think about it, it's taller than the Statue of Liberty. It's taller than the Big Ben. And on top of that, they have these two minimum 2.5 tons of limestone that they have perfectly cut up. And there's 2 million, like 2.3 million of them stacked up. And it took 20 to 27 years. I just find it
2.3
hard to believe.
million?
Yes.
I could
Damn.
tell you exactly how they did it. It's very simple. It's
Slaves.
very simple.
Let's hear it.
Slaves, absolutely, slaves, exactly. And
But
guess
so,
what?
either way, though, but they can't be experts, though, at cutting it up perfectly because you got to think to have that pyramid hold up correctly, it has to be placed with very good geometry. You know what I'm saying? It has to be pretty smoothed out.
Do you know how many slaves they had back then? And it wasn't just slaves, all right? It wasn't just slaves. they had a very special device that each slave was using at the time, and it's called cocaine.
They did not have cocaine out there, bro.
Yes, they did. They had the purest form of cocaine, and that's how they did it. All those people were on coke.
Look, trust me, I'm saying this. As far as masonry work, right? You're telling me they had the people enough to pull all those stones from a random spot because there wasn't just a whole bunch of I can't even think about how much tons it'd be, but a whole bunch of those rocks just chilling there, ready to go and evenly cut. Like,
Just
come on,
chilling
bro.
there.
Have you seen a crackhead move a car? I have.
Brandon, I will say, like, you underestimate the power of someone under the influence of cocaine.
Under cocaine and nothing but time.
Yeah.
I'm not underestimating anything. I'm just saying, 20 years. What technology though? What technology are you using? What technology are you using? You tell me.
Crack.
Crack. That's the technology they need. That's the only thing they needed back then. Cocaine. Cocaine
I
was
don't.
a.
All
They
right,
had the
I
purest
got
cocaine.
you. I got you. Right. So, for example, the pyramid out there in Peru, I think it's Machu Picchu. That thing took 50 years and it's wider but smaller in like height. It's not as high. It took 50 years to make.
Yes, and that was the
So how did
cocaine. That was
and
the cocaine that was made split with baking soda. See, the purest
oh,
cocaine was
you're
pure
stupid, bro.
wood.
Ain't no way, bro.
That's what hey, listen. I heard Egyptian cocaine. Cocaine originated from Egypt. I understand why.
We need backing on that. I need you to send me that. I
Hey,
don't believe
listen.
that.
Hey, don't fact check me on that. This is opinion. This is only opinions. This is only opinions.
I was about to say also on top of that, I don't think how many people do you think were around back then? 5, 6
I bet you they were trading for slaves.
thousand years ago?
Absolutely.
Yeah, but I'm saying like you think there was like how many people do you think were in Egypt at the time? 100,000 people? And you think all 100,000 people were devoted into making this one pyramid?
I can almost guarantee you every man and child was. They already showed pictures on the pyramid saying that they had everybody working. If you were not a business owner, you were working on this pyramid.
Oh, by the way, they also said the guide, she said that it was paid workers that made it.
Paid workers, yeah, just like just that's just like African Americans were. They worked for housing and food. That's what they worked. They weren't
They got
motivated
benefits
by.
out of it. What are you talking about?
Yeah,
They
they were getting
earned great trade
benefits.
skills.
They were getting shares of the United States every year that they worked. And that every share,
They got retirement.
yeah, they got retirement to die in America. That's what they got. That was their indentured servitude. That's, I appreciate what she's saying because there was kids there, won't they? That's probably what it was. They don't want to be like, yeah. So they were whipped every single day that they were disobedient. Even the kids look at their mama and the mom looks back at them and like give them a head nod. Yep, keep acting. You don't want that,
Egypt was pretty cool though.
bro.
They drive way worse than the U.S. Their driving's terrible.
Why you say that?
So like the little dot lines that put you in lanes, they don't believe in that. They just drive however they want. And people will also those little I don't know how you call it, it's like a little bike, and they have a little container over it, like covering the top of it, like a little cab on top of
Yeah.
it. They drive
Right.
anywhere. They drive literally anywhere. They'll go the opposite direction of the road. Anything does not matter. They will get you there.
Oh,
But
wow.
Egypt's a very affordable place to stay at though.
Did
Yeah,
you go
'cause
to the Pizza Hut at Giza? Or
Pizza Hut?
there's a Pizza Hut near the pyramids, yeah.
Don't you tell me Egypt's gentrified too?
Yeah.
Lord have mercy. See
So I'm
and
guessing,
that's
Brandon, you didn't go
Wow,
to
I
the
don't
Pizza
know how
Hut
much
near the
gentrification
pyramids?
they got. No, I didn't go to pizza. I followed the tour guide out there because
Oh, okay.
apparently a lot of people have sticky fingers and you gotta be smart. And then they said if you don't have a tour guide with you, you will get scammed to the pyramids. So
Okay.
all those that do want to go to the pyramids, get a tour guide because they will try to scam you. They'll try to take your ticket, and then you won't be able to go inside the pyramid, and they'll try to like hold a hostage and ransom. But their money is not it's not a lot. So for example, 200 Egyptian pounds is about like $6.50 in American. So you can pretty much do a lot with 200 pounds. So
Okay, okay, yeah. So their government is pretty much their government's less value than ours, pretty much.
oh, for sure.
love
But they
exchange
also had
rates.
that they had the spring. They had the was it the Arab Spring? It's where they
Yeah.
had all that riots and stuff that happened back like in I think 2010 to 2014. Don't track me on that time, but that caused a lot of chaos there as well. So they had like a new change regime and all that.
Okay. So
You know.
that's where I just realized, see, I've done so much research on Egypt because I was also playing Assassin's Creed Origins. Finally finished that game. Great game. But knowing that, knowing that, like, what Mansa Musa, when he was traveling through Egypt, destroyed like the Egyptian and what government? He destroyed government just by pretty much giving away so much gold. I wonder how long would it take for Egypt to get back to its like get its value back? Because it used to be one of the richest
Okay.
countries. Go ahead.
All right. So that's way I can explain it is those kids that peak in high school? That's Egypt. Egypt is so far behind the eight ball. Like I would say in the late 20th century, they were
Mhm.
considered a third world country. And right now they're like a fringe second world country.
Wow.
Hmm.
Yeah. But I mean, it was cool though. People were very friendly. I had a great time. Got to do a lot of things. Food wasn't very expensive. Ubers were extremely cheap. I took like a 45-minute Uber for like $3. So I mean, it's not bad out there. I enjoyed it, and they also thought I was Egyptian, which is pretty funny. So
I hope you tip well. Hope you
I mean, of
actually
course, but I mean, like, but if you look, let's put it this way, right? If you gave them like 200 Egyptian pound, they would be like, "That's insane."
gotcha. I hear what you're saying. So you
That,
you
that that's a good tip.
you were trying not to mess up the economy by being like, here's $50 US.
Yeah.
People like, I quit.
They would actually, yeah, but like 200 is a lot. Like people will look at you like you're crazy.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Shoot, man. I remember I gave a
Like,
person $50 in Dubai, and he said, "Was my service not good enough?" I was like, "I'm so sorry. Here's some more money." I ain't know. I did not know.
Hmm.
Shoot, that's the other
oh,
side.
certain countries you don't tip,
Yeah,
but
certain countries you don't tip. Yeah,
one guy like he gave me he gave us a good tour. Like this guy gave us like we were in the catacombs, and it was like almost a he was like doing a tour for like 2 hours, and I
Hmm.
was like I gotta go. So I
Mm.
gave him a tip of like 900 Egyptian pounds, and he's like, "Oh, fantastic! I don't have to work for tomorrow."
Hmm.
Like
Mm.
$30 is like, "Oh, I don't have to work,"
That's a week's worth of pay from what I'm
because
hearing.
the food and stuff isn't that expensive. The cost of living is not that expensive. Yeah.
Hmm.
And that's gonna be one of my
I
next
had
trips.
Oh, definitely, bro. You should definitely go inside, like to see all of I got ride camels, go
Hmm.
inside the pyramids, look at the pyramids, go to the Sphinx, get like a papyrus, and
Yeah.
go to their museum and get lunch was like $100. Like I did all that for 100.
See,
And
and
the
that's
That's
tour
not
guide they
bad.
drove me everywhere.
what I
So
need to do. I need to do that because me and my mom spent what it was 1,800 for both for no for one for I think it was for both of us. It was 1,800
Hmm.
just for the tour trip in Dubai. They took us to Abu Dhabi and Dubai, took us to the souk, took us to the mosque, we got to do the sand dunes, and we got to watch a
and dudes are
belly
fun.
dancing show. All that for like 1,800, not even including paying for the hotel, which the hotel was another for like well, I think it was 1,200 for both of us, and then not including food. And food easily came out to $700 just for me alone.
Hmm.
Not even talking about going that far. Yeah, I'm not going for it. You gotta save because I think that whole trip probably cost Me alone probably about 5K, and I probably bought like
Oh, see,
2 gold chains.
That's not bad.
you
Yeah.
you didn't like that GCC trip, did you? That GCC money is different, ain't it?
Boy, bro, that's why they ask you, do you want it to be, do you want to charge it in US or their money? I'm like, their
Hmm.
money. Because if I charge the US, they gonna charge you to
Their
convert
money,
it.
the conversion rate.
Yep, and I ain't
Mm-hmm.
playing that.
Yep.
Just go ahead, just give me just go. I'd rather the bank convert it than y'all tax me on whatever I convert it. I ain't playing that game. But US, yeah, UAE
Yep.
to
And then you
US,
got to pay for the importation out there.
yeah,
Hmm.
it's disrespectful. But I'm going to Egypt, and when the first time I go to Egypt, I heard to get suits out there. You get
Oh
the
yeah, yeah,
turnkey
yeah,
suit
yeah.
because they will handcraft you a suit, either ship it out
You
to
can get
you or
suits anywhere in the like Arabic area, and they're not too expensive.
and they're not and
Hmm.
it's all customly made for you. And then you be like, hey, listen, I might gain some weight, so can you leave a little slack in there? And they can do that real easy.
Hmm.
Uh,
But
bro,
Wow.
I could get you right now. Just let me know what your measurements are. I get you some shipped right now if you want.
I shoot, I definitely would shoot. Let me go. Let me go to a tailor and get my measurements. I need that. I'm trying to get
Yeah, what
me.
type of suit you need?
I'm trying to get me a 3-piece suit. I want it in
Yep, my brother has it. He
blue,
got two of them.
tan,
My cousin
black.
and
Oh
him.
yeah, I got you.
Oh
I got
wow.
you. I'll send you my measurements because I need some new work suits so I can
Four
start
suits is
walking
like
around.
680.
Exactly.
Four suits is 680. And my
Yeah.
cousin, you've met my cousin before, you know, the tall one.
Mm-hmm.
He's a big dude. They gave him and my brother the deal where I'm at now for $680 for 4 suits, three
And that
piece.
right there, you go to America, ask for 3 suits, they'll be like,
Oh,
which arm would you like to lose?
Hmm.
well, it's also you also get the shirt too. They give you the shirt, they do the pants, they do the vest. I think it's like 5 or 6 piece suit, but and you get different liners inside.
Hmm.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's pretty nice.
that's where it is. But yeah, no, I'll tell you, Dubai is it's nice. It's nice. The only reason I really want to go back to Dubai is because there's certain places there that I haven't been to that I was
Hmm.
like, it was on my bucket list. Like one thing
Oh,
was
the Museum of the Future.
Museum of the Future was one of them. I was on the outside of Museum of the Future because they showed us where it was. They were like, "Yeah, you need a ticket, and it's gonna be a couple of days in advance to go inside." I'm like, "Cool. Next time we'll book a ticket." I want to skydive off the Burj Khalifa.
Hmm.
That's
I'm
gonna
good
be
on that one.
that's gonna be the one thing. Or there's this place called I think it's called Sky Zone, to where you can die. You can go on a plane and pretty much
You can
die.
die.
You can die. You can just die. Yeah, you can just they just charge you to die. Yeah, it's more for the funeral service and bringing your family out there. But
Yeah.
no, you can skydive in Dubai, and then in Abu Dhabi there was this really beautiful beach that I wanted to go during sunset that I just missed out on because my mom's feet were tired, so I had to be like, all right, let's go back to the hotel. But yeah, no, I'll tell you,
Check this
Dubai's
out.
my favorite. Go ahead.
Come visit me out here, and we
Mm-hmm.
can go. I got
Oh
you.
yeah, no, 100%, 100%. I'm gonna be on my
Because the
best
flights out here
behavior.
are like 200.
Oh yeah, you went
They're
to
like,
Dubai too to see the UFC
yeah,
fight. How
yep,
was
in Abu
that?
Dhabi.
I saw the
Oh, that
pictures.
was dope, man. Yeah, it was crazy. They have it like every year now out there. It's a pretty
See,
cool experience.
I'm waiting for them to finally do a UFC fight in Nigeria. If they do a UFC fight in Nigeria, I'm going because I got to
Oh
go back to
really?
my roots. I'm Nigerian and Burkina Faso by blood. I'm going. I gotta go. I gotta see Usman and Israel Asani. I gotta see
Uh,
all the
my
Nigerians. What'd
Hmm.
you say?
I'm sorry, I didn't catch that what you were saying, but my experience with the UAE, it feels like a very big tourist trap. What do you think on that?
UAE 100% is a tourist trap, but the thing is, the
Mm-hmm.
president or I'm pretty sure the president or whatever their president is called. He wrote a book saying he would design Dubai as a tourist attraction, like
Mm-hmm.
from the world islands, those islands that are literally look
Mm-hmm.
just like the United States. I mean, just look like the world.
The United
Yeah,
States.
yeah. There's a place that looks like the United States, and in the street is also called United States. And there's like one place where that's called New York because it represents all the major cities in America. But they have like an island that's shaped just like Australia, and people live actually on
Mm-hmm.
that island. All the things that they've done just to make it more of a tourist attraction, like the Burj Khalifa. Uh, what was it called? Say that again. Say that again,
Well,
Brandon.
everything. Check this out, right? So the Burj Khalifa, the world's
Mhm.
tallest building, and right attached to it is the world's largest mall. They
Yep.
also have the world's largest scuba diving area. They have
Yep.
the Frame. They have the
Mm.
Dubai Fountain. They
Yep.
have what else they have out there? Oh, the Miracle Gardens also is there,
The
which
Miracle
has a lot
Garden.
of cool stuff there. Yep, or the Butterfly Garden, as some people call it.
And then they have the Palm.
Yep.
Yep.
The, so and then all of that is
And on
the
top of that, was it the Mall of Emirates? You can go skiing.
yeah, the Mall of Emirates where you can go. It's a ski resort inside. I remember they used to say they had penguins in there too, but I guess they
Mm.
stopped that. And then you also have
I
all the
heard about that
sand
too.
dunes. You have the sand dunes to where you can ride a four-wheeler, or you have a dune buggy, and you can ride on miles of sand.
Mm.
They all that was designed for them to bring more economy to the desert. It's literally what people usually called it when they were there. They're like, "Hey, man, welcome to Europe's playground." It's like, shoot, I see now. Like they have everything, and you're not gonna. It sadly, you won't miss home because it's like, dang, it's like I'm in the desert, but I can still go to KFC. It's like
Mm.
everything there is just like the United States, just like all the rich parts of the United States. Let's just say that they have
Their
a couple
driving's
of like.
better.
You said what?
Their driving's better too. Like on top of that, they also have like speed cameras everywhere. They don't need cops. They literally got speed cameras
I'm not gonna
everywhere.
say they. I'm not gonna say they driving's better because a lot of them brothers over there they don't use turn signals. They
Mm.
disrespectful. But
Yes.
what they told us, what the tour guide told us when we were there, they're like, listen, a lot of people here don't use turn signals because people believe it's a sign of weakness, and I'm like,
Oh wow. How?
well, see, and that's the thing is
Actually,
like it's cultural.
I agree to that. It is a sign of weakness out there.
It's like, oh, you're asking me to turn, or I'm gonna speed up and get a buck
I'm
like.
telling you, bro. When you go to any other countries out there in the GCC, the UAE is probably one of the best places to drive at. Point blank. Period.
What the world? Oh, that's my phone. Go ahead.
Hmm.
Did you hear me, or did it
No, say
drop
that
off?
again. Yeah, say that again.
I I said if you go any other Arabic country, the UAE is probably the easiest one to drive in. It's
I could understand that. Yeah, I
Have
can
you
understand.
have you guys driven abroad?
yeah,
Yeah.
all the time.
I actually got into an accident in Paraguay.
You got into an accident? What? Wait,
Oh
what happened?
yeah. Oh
Ex-
man, I forgot. I didn't tell you.
explain
So
it.
like I rented a car when I was in Paraguay, and it was like an Audi Q2, right? It was
Oh,
a really nice like luxury car. Um and I driven around, and like I mean you guys were talking about like, how other countries like, drive, right? In Paraguay, like I mean people use turn signals sometimes, but it's not like consistent. I don't know, like I would say that it's similar to like the driving styles of New Yorkers. Where like, they would just like edge towards your lane, and like they'd use their horn and all that stuff. It was kind of, bad. Like the traffic was also really bad there too. Um but like so I got into an accident the very very last moment of like my car rental. I was driving to fill up the gas tank to return my car, and so I was about to turn into a gas station.
mm-hmm.
And as I was turning in, there was a motorcyclist that was on my right hand side that just like
You
came out
hit
of
a
nowhere,
you hit a
and
motorcycle?
like I didn't see this guy, like, and he was just like speeding through, and so he hit like my bumper, like above like the tire, the front tire, and just like kind of just like did like a swerve around my car afterwards and just kept going. And like at the gas station, like there was like these two cops on motorcycles, and they were just chatting away, and they saw what happened, and then they just continued chatting, like, and it was just like it was scary because like, I mean, I don't know if this guy was hurt or anything, but he just kept going off, and like um like my aunt and my cousins were in the car too, and we were just like all shook. We got to like, to fill up gas and everything, and my aunt went out to take a look to see if like, there was any damage or anything. She made a quick look and she didn't see anything at the time. So I was just like, all right, we'll just like, we'll drop off the car and stuff, right? And so I went back to the airport. Um, I got my car from Hertz.
Mhm.
So like I think they closed their thing around 10:30 or 11 at night. So there was no one there. I left the car like in the airport parking lot, and so and like I talked to the guy like right next door, like he was working for like a different company, and he was like, yeah, just leave the car keys like in the drop box, and then anything else just like put like like in the car,
Mhm.
all the paperwork and stuff. And I just like look around the car and I just see this huge dent, and I was like, oh my god, like they're gonna kill me. But like there was nothing I could do about it at that point, and my flight was like literally that night. So I couldn't stay another day, and so I had to leave. And I just knew that I was gonna get like a morning like text from Hearst, was it'd just be like, what's going on or whatever. So I left. It was the next day. I was like in Brazil, like in my I had gotten already to my Airbnb and stuff, and I get like a text from Hertz. They're like, Mr. Benitez, we received your car. And I was like, oh, okay, good. And then they were like a couple minutes later, it's like, do you happen to know what happened to the car? Like, and then they sent me pictures, and I'm just like, oh no. And they focused in on the dent, and I was like, oh man, and I wasn't sure what to tell them. It's like, but I told them that like what happened, and they were just like, oh man, like, so tell us like what it is that happened. I told them I went to fill up gas and that happened, and it's like, and then they asked me like, was it on the airport property? And I was like, no, this happened like less than like a mile away. Um, uh, and it was just like, oh, okay, you know. And like I had like the damage waiver on my car, but I also had a security deposit, and they were supposed to give me like my security deposit back, but with that, like they never did. But like
You're so much
I
You're so much better than me. Mm-mm-mm.
but the thing is like I so like what was weird to me was like I was going back and forth with Hertz, and they were just like, at one point it's like, I told them, yeah, the accident happened outside the airport, and then they were just like, oh, what a shame. And that was literally the last message I ever got from them, and I never heard anything back from them. So,
Yeah, see, I've had so many damaged cars from Hertz, Enterprise, freaking Budget, whatever. Overseas, I had that same situation. Well, I wouldn't say that was overseas. I'm pretty sure that was still United States. I think it was I was on the way to Jamaica, and yeah, it was in Florida. And I was like, yeah, all right, something happened to the car, da da da. Hey, whatever happens, happens. They called me and was like, "Hey, what happened to the car?" I was like, "I have no idea what happened. Listen, I can't even tell you." And they were like, "Well, we're gonna have to charge you for da da da." I'm like, "Shoot, just send me the receipt. Just send me the receipt." It was like 300.
Wow.
It was just $300. I was like, "Cool, all right, whatever. Here's the money. If it's damaged, it's damaged. I believe y'all if y'all say it's damaged, but and I
Hmm.
ain't even gonna try to contest it. But if you had the insurance, like I decided not to elect it for the insurance, and then when they told me it was only $300, I was like, I'm not even gonna put it through my credit card. I'll just be like, I'll
Yeah.
just pay the 300. But no, like overseas driving,
Hmm.
you have to literally turn on your New York style driving. You gotta be like, oh,
Yeah.
nobody else is doing turn signals. Bet I'm about to be turn signals. I'll throw the turn signal on the second I'm already turning into the lane. 'Cause I'm not playing that game.
It's a
Except
lot worse, bro.
you gotta shoot. Even in
Yeah.
UAE when I was
It's
driving,
a
oh my gosh, I enjoy driving in UAE because it makes me really like you really hone your skills. You just like driving in New
wait.
York. Like, go ahead, Brandon.
You thought the UAE was bad, bro? That's not bad.
Bro,
That's not bad driving.
Dubai was terrible driving. Dubai was
Well,
awful,
Dubai,
especially down in
dude.
the
All
city.
right, so look. I'll put it this way. Mind my French on this, but they got fuck you money. So like, if they wreck their car, they're not gonna give a
Exactly.
damn about anything. They
Exactly.
will leave that car on the side of the road and then get another car and keep on
Bro,
pushing.
exactly. There
So
was
in
like
that
5
sense, yeah,
Lamborghinis on the side of the road just like collecting dust, and I'm like, yo, what do I need to do to go get that?
they just don't care, bro. They're like, I'm not gonna repair. This is cheaper just to buy a new one.
Oh
Facts.
wow.
Facts. But that's where I'm saying it's like you gotta understand how people drive. And people are like, hey, listen, I'm pushing you over on the road, especially when you're dealing with like those really dingy looking trucks that got like 7 people in the front seat.
Hmm.
Those
Yep.
trucks, they don't care. They really are like, listen, get out my way because I'm bigger than you. And it's like, shoot, guess what? I don't care. You just gotta
I'm
drive
just
like
saying.
but motorcycle
I'm just saying, bro.
but let me get to
It
my
can't be
point
that
on the
bad.
motorcycles. Let me get to my
Oh,
point on the motorcycles. With motorcycle riders, they they most of them they drive like their bicycles, like they try to weave in between traffic. For me,
Yep.
I don't pay them no mind. But if I was you, when it's like, hey, listen, somebody just hit my car, you could have called the police and say, hey, a motorcycle rider just hit my car,
Hmm.
and had a police report. And I'm pretty sure that would work in Paraguay or Dubai.
Yeah.
But
well, the drivers you're talking about in UAE, that's Talibat, right? That's the Ubers,
yeah,
Uber Eats.
yeah.
Yeah, Talibat. Those boys be driving crazy. I've heard a lot of stories about like them just driving in other UC areas where they're not allowed to drive on the highway because they'll just get ran over.
Facts. Yeah, that's
So
there's a good amount of bad drivers when you're talking about overseas, but I can definitely say UAE was definitely probably the worst type of driving based on my experience. Because Germany was pretty chill. Like now, I never was able to drive on the autobahn, which is something that I'm trying to do in the future. I'm really trying to go. I want to drive at least 120 down a highway, and then like France wasn't that bad.
You drove in France?
well,
Yeah, I drove the rental in France.
do they drive
Where
on
in
the right or
France?
left hand side?
In
They're
Paris.
on the right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, you drove in Paris? Jesus
Yeah.
Christ.
It wasn't that bad. It wasn't that bad. Literally, once we got to the airport, I was like, "Hey, let's go." And we're like, "We just got."
Which Oh wait,
I,
which airport?
I'm pretty sure it was the Paris airport. I can't remember the actual name of it.
Was it
If
Charles de Gaulle? Charles de Gaulle?
I can't remember off the top of my head. I probably can look it up because it was on our way to UAE. We stopped in Paris, and then on our way back, we stopped in Germany.
It's probably Paris, Charles de Gaulle.
Yeah, but no, I'll tell you, like that was something to where it's like I enjoy driving in other countries because it gives you a different experience. But because I also drive stick shift, and most of they cars over there was stick shift, so I was like, perfect, that works for me.
I had a horrible time driving in Paraguay. I had to really just like turn on that New York mode, and I didn't know I had that. So, I mean, like I found out a lot about myself.
Hey
Like,
man,
I never used my horn before until
oh
like I
you
yeah.
see, I don't know why people decide to like try to communicate through your horn? Like for me, I'm just like, listen, I just say good luck, everybody. I'm not honking my horn. I'm going. It's as simple as that. Listen, if you want to honk your horn, you're wasting time by honking. Sorry,
Oh man.
I'm in a different country. I'll look at you like no speaky whatever language you speaking. Shoot, I'm trying to get to my destination. But no, so Paraguay and Brazil,
Yeah.
Egypt, Brandon, what other places?
I've been to Mexico. I've been to Canada. I've been to the Bahamas. Uh, Bahrain. The UAE. So I've been around a little bit.
And
Trying to make
all
another trip. I'm trying to make a trip to Oman and Qatar soon.
okay. And all your trips were when you were of age to drink alcohol as well too.
No, no. Some of them were like cruise liners, so I wasn't able to drink on the cruise lines.
Gotcha.
Um,
I was
but
gonna ask
most of the main big trips,
uh-huh.
I can.
I
Most
was
of the
gonna
big
ask
trips
y'all
that I've done recently.
what was the party scenes like for all the places y'all went to?
Paraguay, I didn't really go out because I was with family. But I'm sure like, you can find a lot of good places for like nightlife. Brazil was crazy. Brazil was insane.
Yeah,
I
that's what's
Like
believe
up.
it.
I
like
believe it.
like I was in Rio. And
Okay.
where specifically I stayed was Copacabana, and like around me, like I just loved it because like everything closed late, and like I was just like walking the streets at night and everything. It was so nice to be able to do that.
Okay.
um I was kind of far from like clubs and stuff. Like I didn't really mm, like want to go there, mostly just for safety reasons. And also like, I mean, again, I was with my siblings, and like, I mean, they weren't really into that. But um yeah, like, but if you do want to do that in Rio, like that's definitely like an option. Um,
And if you didn't do
but
any
I would.
any like go ahead, Brandon. Go ahead.
Oh, I would just pick. I'm just pretty much saying what he's saying. Just partying with Brazilians. These people would get off like at 12 o'clock at night, and then just continue on dancing and drinking throughout the night till like around like 8 or 9 a.m. and not think
yep,
anything of it. That's just how Brazilians are. Like
yep.
as soon as work's over, instantly drink, party, take like a few hours sleep, go back to work.
Now I do love that there's like vendors that like sell alcohol on the beach, and it's like around $2 to $3 for like your beverages and stuff.
Oh, okay.
I
That's
Yeah. One thing that I loved about Brazil was like the exchange rate. Like I was a millionaire there. I was like, because like I guess like their currency's so undervalued compared to the US dollar. And so like I mean like I just had like a boatload of money.
man, you act.
um yeah, like I mean I could just like, oh, I want that. Let me buy it. And it was like almost nothing. Um what was it? Like Ubers and stuff were super cheap too. Not as cheap as like Egypt, but like going from the airport to my Airbnb, which was about an hour drive, was about 50 reals, which was about $10.
Oh, that's not bad at all.
Yeah, it was $10. And then like I mean, it didn't even make sense to like rent a car in Rio because like Ubers were super cheap. Like going anywhere like was like $1 or two. I mean, and it's just like it's so inexpensive. Overall, like if you want to go to like a steakhouse, for instance, like I went with like my we were four people all together, with my siblings and I, and it was $40 to go to like a nice steakhouse.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah,
That's what's
and it
up.
That
was like
is
all you can
not.
eat and everything. That includes drinks. That includes everything. I was like, $40. That's insane.
Dang. Dang.
I,
Okay.
the the complete
Yeah.
opposite would definitely be UAE. The UAE, the nightlife's kind of crazy, but like if you don't have money to spend, it's gonna be a little harder to have fun there. But
Oh
they do
no.
have a lot of beautiful women there from all over the place. Certain clubs are like literally made to keep the elite there and keep other people at certain spots. But it was fun. I went to like a beach party out there for the UFC thing. That was pretty cool.
I can tell you like this: my UAE experience was top notch. I didn't have to spend too much money because I realized when our tour guide gave us the instructions, was like, "Hey, listen, if you're trying to go to any tour places, most of the clubs are in hotels. So
Mm,
if you want to go to any place to where it's not gonna be too expensive, it's not gonna be like the it's like Caviar Club to where it's
mm,
like $500 just to get in. You go to a hotel to where they have like little night rooms to where there was a couple of we stayed in Abu Dhabi right near the big old Ferris wheel. I can't remember what the Ferris wheel was called, but
mm,
all the nightlife was there on that strip. I can't even remember where it was called, but we were still in Dubai,
mm,
and uh, we were just like, all right, let's find a couple of places, and then they moved us to another hotel to where it was the restaurant that spins around on the roof. That hotel had a club inside the hotel. That place, it was crazy because the prince of Saudi Arabia walked in, and
Oh,
I was like,
really?
"Yo, who's this?" I was like, "Who's this dude?" And they're like, "Oh, that's the prince of Saudi Arabia." I was
Oh,
like,
wow.
I was like, "This is the prince of Saudi Arabia?" And he just comes up, and was like, "How you doing, my brother?" And just daps me up. I'm like, "Oh shoot, what's up?" Like, yeah, let's turn up. And like freaking Drake and stuff was popping and everything. I was like, "Okay, bet."
Bro,
This
that's
was like
awesome.
it was a good time, and like honestly, like water was freaking $12 just for a glass of water, which is
Mm,
ridiculous.
yeah.
But it was like I was like, listen, all right, I don't even want to know what y'all's freaking vodka Sprite even gonna cost, but it was a good time, and like I probably went to like 7 clubs just in that week that I was there because I was club hopping everywhere, and most of the places just like, hey, listen, we just need to see your ID just to make sure you're 21.
Mm.
Yo,
But a lot of them were underground spots, so you would never
I,
know until you look it up.
That's
they're
funny how,
changing up
like,
a little bit there.
that's funny how you mentioned that they card you. Like, that's not a thing over there in Brazil or
Oh,
South America.
they card
Like,
you, and the other thing is because you get in a hotel, you have to have your passport because you can't be in a hotel without a passport
oh,
because
wow.
Not
they'll say
true.
you're undocumented. Because they were telling us that let me rephrase it, you can't rent a room
Yeah.
without a passport. So they were saying you
That's
can't
true.
get into the club without the passport if you're in a
Yeah, I agree with
club.
them.
Oh.
Yep.
So that's why I was like, oh, so I had my passport on me the whole time. Like, hey, listen, yeah, I'm 21, and here's my passport because I can't rent a room here if I wanted to, but I'm just here for the club right now.
Mm.
But yeah,
I would
that
say where you go out there, you would definitely want to bring your passport around with you at all times, because
absolutely
like you can't buy anything like decent without a passport.
nope.
Uh, like even if you need like a SIMS card, because you probably will buy like a phone SIMs card out there just to call people if you
Mm-hmm.
don't want to do roaming, which would be a
Yeah.
little cheaper. You definitely need to have that around with you. But as far as my knowledge goes, I definitely was not like Miles because I was only there for a little bit, and most of my
Mm.
experience was actually just seeing all the sights.
Yeah.
The two experiences I had going out there partying was just related to some of the UFC events they had, which they
Right.
had performers out there like Russ was out there, the rapper, as at one
Mm.
event, and the other one was Jason Derulo, which was a beach party, which was pretty fun. But
Okay.
yeah, everything out there is as far as drinks go, you're gonna pay a lot more than you would in America, or like you would pay the
But
high end levels in America.
disrespectful.
So
You paying a
Mm.
whole bottle's worth for a drink, and they put pieces of ice in there, so you only
You
get a little
if
whistle. Go ahead.
Yeah, if you want like the cheapest drinks anywhere, like I bought champagne when I was in Brazil. It was $15. Something that would be like 200 or $300 here. Like Chandon, like the champagne was
Mhm.
15 bucks in Brazil. $15.
For the big bottle, or we talking about the little
No, it's a
bottle,
regular size bottle,
regular size
750
bottle?
milliliters.
Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah.
Dang. Okay. Yeah. See, and that's where it's like, yeah. Next time I definitely want to go out to Brazil for
No,
some
bro,
reason.
like you will have a great time in Brazil. I mean, I guess like you should know a little bit of like Portuguese
Oh,
because like
really?
No, I mean like because like I mean I was with my siblings and they know Spanish, but like they don't know any Portuguese, and having Spanish as a base doesn't help you as much as you think it would.
Okay.
So like for them, like they just had a hard time like struggling to understand, what they were saying. And for me, like, I've been doing like a lot of like intensive like, learning for Portuguese. And even with that, I had a hard time too. But at least like, when people were talking, it's like I understood what they were saying. Whereas like my siblings, like knowing only Spanish, they're just like, I don't know what the fuck they're saying.
Dang. Okay.
But
Okay.
I I
but
will say this though,
uh
as far as like other countries go, at least the UAE area or the GCC area, the English is like a baseline language because they ship a lot of their workers from different areas. So the common language is English.
And that's
yeah.
crazy, bro. That was the one thing I was just like, hey, excuse me, and they were like, yes, and I was like, you got an Irish accent. Where you from? And then like you'll find so many people there that everybody pretty much everybody there knows English unless they really don't want to talk to you. And they're gonna do the whole no English, da da da. I'm like, okay, all right, bro. I know you know English. You just trying to be disrespectful. I'll walk away. Like
uh,
I've met this dark skinned brother in UAE and was just like, hey man, what's up? How you doing? He's like, my brother. Da, da, da. I was like, hey, listen, man, I ain't here for the whole my brother accent. Come on, where you from? He's like, oh no, I'm from the UK. I was like, man, why you start like that? What do you think I was African? And I was like, man, come on, man. Don't do me like that. He was like, my bad, bro. I just thought you were another African brother. I was like, okay, all right, man. I'm
oh
from the
man.
United States, bro. He was like,
uh,
but that's the one thing, like, man, you travel overseas, and that was one thing to where, especially in UAE, they ask you a lot if you're a black dude or they hear American accent, they're like, where you actually from? And did
mm,
anybody ever ask y'all that?
A ton.
mm,
You said a ton.
I've a ton, bro. Like I've been asked from different places that don't make much sense. They asked if I was like from the Philippines. I've been asked if I'm was Saudi. Been asked if I was Egyptian. They've asked me
hmm.
like a lot of different places that they just don't know where I'm from. And in Egypt, they were starting to get offended because they thought I was Egyptian. I was just telling them lies.
Because you look like everything.
Egyptian, apparently.
You look like
The
everything. You just look like you a mixture of everything known to man.
It's so funny because like I kind of had the opposite experience in Brazil. Like, I mean, I could fit in, like I would look like any other like person that lives in Brazil. But as soon as I open my mouth, they're just like, "Oh, foreigner." I'm just like, "Oh, damn." All right. Um,
It,
I
that
I
makes a lot
hated
of
that. I
sense. I
hated
keep my
that
mouth
because
shut.
like like I mean like I could just like go incognito, and then as soon as I need to speak up or say something, it's just like, well, there goes my air of like belonging here.
Gotcha.
Um,
So
one thing
how
that I
I handled
noticed
that?
though, huh?
Go ahead.
Oh, how I
No, I was
handled that? Like I just didn't speak, bro. I didn't care unless it was actually absolutely necessary for me to speak. I did not speak. I just made it look like I was an asshole. It's better for them to think that you're just an asshole living there than them finding out you're a tourist, in my opinion.
yeah. I did get a couple questions about like where I was from when I was in Europe. Um, Mostly because like, I don't know. And I mean, I'd just say that like I was from like the US and stuff. Um, and that
Yeah.
usually just ends the conversation, or they just say something like, "Oh, I love the US. We're in the US," or stuff like that. Um,
Yeah. Y'all.
but I did get like a lot of people say that I was like from India or something. It's like,
Wow.
"Are you from India or whatever?" And I'm like,
Brandon, did you go
"Nope."
to any of the souks?
Yeah, I went to all. I've been to 60 before. Yeah.
Did any of the what did the caters? And I'm gonna ask this for you, Ari, as well. If you went to any places to where they like were selling stuff, what was their like pitches? Because there was a lot of people that will walk up to me like, "Brother, I love Obama. I love Obama. Come visit my shop. Come visit my shop." And I'm like, "You son of a
They do
bitch."
they do that a lot. They do that a lot out there, and even like where I'm at now in Bahrain, they do that as well. And it's funny because my fiance right
Hmm.
now, anytime she goes there, she pretty much just like she knows how to haggle, and it's pretty funny. Like there's experiences like of trying to get stuff from there,
Hmm.
and they'll be like the price is like let's say $70, 70 US, and she's like, no, you'll do $10 for me. And she's like, I can only do 70. She's like, $10. Okay, 25. She's like $10. And then
Hmm.
literally she'll get that for like $10. And then she'll laugh in your face. My girl's ruthless,
Yo,
bro. She's
that's a
ruthless.
skill. I got so tired of them, like, cause I was just walking down the suit, and like my mom would be like, "Oh, let's go check out the man said he likes Obama." I'd be like, "Mama, look at me, look at
Hmm.
me, look at me. We're Canadian now, all right? We're not, we cannot be sold by I like Obama the references no more. All right, we gotta
Uh,
we gotta sit down and be like, all right, let's keep walking. Like, and then there was one that was like, oh, I love Obama. I was like, oh, Canadian. He was like, Canadian.
hmm.
Canadian? He just was so lost. I was just like, yep, stopped you right there.
Well, they love to know when
um,
you're American because they know that we have money to spend. So they'll be like, oh, American? Oh, come here, come here, come here. I got you.
Yep.
I have a good deal for you.
Yep. Shoot. But it's fun. It's like a
yeah.
travel abroad. Anybody got any new plans
My
for traveling? Go ahead. Go ahead.
Oh, I was gonna answer your question.
Yeah, go ahead.
Like, so I mean, like, when I was in Brazil, for instance, like whenever like my siblings and I walked anywhere, um, I mean, like we just had people just like come up to us and just like ask us, like, in Portuguese, like it's like, hey, you guys want this? You want that? And I mean, like, because like they didn't know like Portuguese, and I mean, I was just like barely like hanging on, like we were just like, sorry, like not interested.
Gotcha.
Um, Sometimes they would figure out that we were foreigners and they just started speaking to us in Spanish, which,
Ah.
then it convinced my siblings though, because they're like, "Oh, you speak Spanish," and then, that's how they get them. And, there was a couple times where we bought like souvenirs and stuff from like street vendors,
Hmm.
just because like they spoke Spanish. And, also my sister Danny, she just like she loves to like talk to people. And
Hmm.
so that was like also another reason why like she would just like, "Oh, how much are you selling this for? Can you work down the price?" And I was like, "Oh my god, Danny." And she's the type of person that would just like talk and then end up not buying anything. So
Um,
it's just like, we're just like wasting our time basically.
dang.
Um
Gotcha. I respect that
yeah.
hustle though. You might run into something you actually like.
Yeah. And when I was in Europe, like people didn't know where I was from, so they just assumed I spoke English and stuff, and they were just like, "Hey, are you interested in doing this or like that?" And I'm just like, no speak English."
No, you didn't. No, you didn't. No, you didn't.
No English. Sorry.
That's crazy. You did the no English act.
uh,
Uh, I can't believe it.
You know,
you
that's
get.
crazy that you said it like that because I feel like after a while going through those suits, you sometimes you have to ignore the people. Because some people
Mm.
will just come out there and start trying to grab your attention or pull you in that you have to ignore people. And it's kind of crazy, but like,
I just
you know,
ignore
like,
people regardless, like whether it doesn't even matter where, because like I mean sometimes you encounter that here in the States. I
yeah,
just
I mean,
ignore
that's true, but like,
salespeople.
well, not even salespeople, just people in general. Like,
Yeah,
there's a certain level like that you just have to like, okay, they're trying to either want something or scam me out something. I need to
yeah,
ignore this individual. And it's a lot different because in America, you're always friendly, like, oh, hey, how's it going? Yes, or you try to
mm,
turn. But like going overseas, you kind of gotta like turn that off because a lot of people are gonna try to play to your kind nature that you're taught in America to be a lot more friendly and
yep,
not ignore people, you know?
yep.
No, 100%. Again, that's still something to where I have to. I just turn on my hey, listen. If you ain't here to make me money, I ain't here to make you money. Mindset. Unless you got something I really want. If you got something I really want,
Hmm.
we gonna talk. We
All bets
gonna
are
talk.
off.
All bets off, especially
So
shoot. What did y'all buy any things overseas? Like, what was like
Yes.
y'all favorite thing that y'all bought overseas?
Ooh, that's a good question.
uh, um, I bought
Hmm.
gold and I bought suits. Well, I'm buying most of my stuff overseas. 'Cause I'm living overseas, but
Yeah.
yeah, I would say my the suits and the gold for me, because you can get like 18 karat or like 22 karat out there, and the GCC, and it's a lot cheaper than you would in the US.
Yeah. Huh. I'm trying to remember what was like the best thing that I bought. I think the best thing was like this like leather encased like thermos. Um because like in in Paraguay we drink mate, which is a tea. And I bought that. It's like a mate set. Comes with the straw, the metal straw, like, and then the cup to hold the tea, and then the thermos, and that's all leather encased. Um, and that was about $18 that I spent. If he had tried to get something, similar here in the States, it would be like over 100, $200 to get. You
Oh
know,
wow.
it was handmade. It's got like decorations and everything on it. I can send a picture or whatever, but and that one I gave to my girlfriend.
Okay.
Um, that was the best thing that I bought, mostly because like the price, like I saw, it was like, oh my god, it was $18. Like I'm buying it right away. Um, but it also gave me a headache going through the airport. Did you guys like have any issues like ever going through like airport security? I mean, I got tested for like bombs and drugs before, like
What?
in Europe. Yeah,
Nah, shit.
Probably.
I got flagged a couple times actually. Once in Paris and once in London.
Damn.
So for
Yeah.
me, I would say Egypt flagged me, and I think it's only because they found out that I wasn't Egyptian that they got mad that I was leaving their country.
They're like, wait a minute, you look Egyptian, but you're not.
They'll ask you like, "Where are you going?" "Oh, I'm going here." "Oh, sir, come over here real quick." And then they'll just like check your bags. Like they checked my bags like 4 or 5 times before leaving,
Oh man,
which
that
is kind of annoying.
was
But I
that was
mean, that was
terrible.
about the most harassment I got.
What about you,
Yeah, I mean, it
Miles?
was weird.
Did you ever?
I've never been harassed by any TSA or anything. Like it's probably
Wow.
not a single time because honestly, I know me. I probably look more angry than I am when I'm going through TSA because I'm already pissed off that I got to go through TSA. So I'm just
Yeah.
like, yo, what do you really need from me? Because like, if you need me to take my shoes off, I'm taking my shoes off. If you need
Yeah.
me to to go through this, because I ain't going through this thing twice. Like the second I go through it, it buzz. Hey, listen, go ahead, wind me and get me through this thing. And I ain't afraid to say, like, hey, listen, what do you really need, man?
Hmm.
And
Um.
I'm aggressive as could be when during TSA. I probably got my hand swabbed for whatever. I think that's for that bomb thing, and probably because I was sleepy as could be. I
Yeah.
literally was like, listen. I gave him my hands. I set it on the table. I was like, go ahead, swab. And they were like, you need your hands over here. I was like, you need to bring that thing over here. And he was just like, "Okay." And then he came over and swabbed it. I was like, that was probably not smart for me to do, but I don't really care. I don't really care right now. I
Damn, Miles, you're gonna get in trouble like that.
I was literally, I
Um.
was like, I don't care. I was in that I don't give a damn mode. But no, I've never had a problem with TSA. I've literally just whatever they ask for me, shoot, let's get it done. And
Mm.
then
TSA is American though, is it not?
TSA is
so
yeah,
TSA
American
is American.
Transportation Security
Yeah, TSA is
Administration.
American, but
But
customs,
we're
I've never had a problem through customs. Customs easy. Customs, you just hand me
customs.
passport and you just walk through.
Yeah, customs was nice. No, I mean like airport security in general. Like we're talking about just like if
Never,
you've ever been
yeah.
harassed.
I've never been
Um,
harassed.
so when I was in Paris, like I was going through the security line and I was reading the sign. It's like, it was in French. It was saying like, with the new airport security protocols, like you don't have to take your liquids out of the bag. You don't have to take your laptop out of the bag. And so I was like, okay, I'm not gonna do that then. you know so I put my bag and everything, like I didn't take my liquids or my my laptop out. So it just went through like with my backpack and everything. And so like I went through like the metal detectors and it went off. And I was like I literally didn't have any metals on me. So the guy like pulled me to the side and was like, we need to check you for like explosives and drugs. And I was like, "Oh, all right." I would just tell you one thing that I learned is if you are ever traveling, I don't know if it's specific to South America or not, but if you check in your bag, your bag will be with other bags that might be contaminated with like drugs and stuff. So, just be careful when you're checking your bag and stuff because like particles and stuff that can like attach to your bag. Same thing with like shoes and stuff. If you're out in public and stuff, with where there's like a lot of dust, that can also, you know, get like the detectors to just like go off. So this guy like pulls me over and he's like, "I need to swab your hands and I need to swab your waist." And so like I just like pull my shirt up, he swabbed my waist, he swabbed my hands, and you know like he put the thing in the machine, and it's all in French too. So it's just like, when it came back like with like a check mark, I was like, I
Wait,
can't tell if I can't
wait,
tell if that's a good
in
thing or a
French?
bad thing.
In
It
French?
happened. It happened in Paris, yeah, when I was
Oh,
leaving to go to London.
Dang. That's what I was like. I was like, Paraguay speaks French?
No, 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 no. So,
Oh,
when I was in Paris was all when it happened.
gotcha.
Um, and so like, the guy's like, "All right, you're good to go." And like, "Okay." And then like the airport like, security lady was just like, "Whose bag is this?" And I was like, "Oh, that's mine." And it's like, "Why didn't you take your liquids out? Why didn't you take your laptop out?" And I literally told her, it's like, "I read the sign that says that you didn't have to do that." And she was like, "No, the sign is only for this line over here." And I was like, "Wait, what do you mean? Like, the sign only applies to this security line." And I was like, "Oh, I'm so sorry. I didn't know that." And then she just like, "Well, now I have to check your bag." And so she took everything out of my bag and like she was like checking everything. She was swabbing stuff and she was checking that. And so like this was a good like 30 minutes where I was just like scanning in there and like I was the only one that they're checking. And then like after they were done, they were just like, "All right, here you go." And they gave me my backpack with all my stuff like in the bin and where I had to put everything back in order. Like, I mean, it took me a long time just to get to be able to close my backpack. And so like and I had to do this really quickly because like my airplane was about to leave at that point, and I
yeah.
haven't even gone through like passport control to be able to leave. So it's just like, oh my gosh, it's like I have to put this all frantically back together. I got to the point where I can close my backpack, but like, it didn't close all the way. So I was like running and then like I had to go through like passport control and everything. And luckily like I got to my plane before it left, but I mean, that was very stressful.
I'll tell you this.
So
I think.
speaking,
Go ahead.
go ahead, Mouse, real quick.
No, for me,
Oh,
I
I
was
was
like,
about to say,
go ahead, man. That's all you. That's all you.
nah, go. My bad. I'm sorry, I'm losing connection on this side.
Miles?
All
Go
right.
ahead, Mouse. My
No,
bad.
the only thing I'd say is like I think if, I really wish there was a policy to where it's like if you take my backpack apart, put it back
You put
together.
it back together, yeah.
Exactly. That's all that's
I
really what I need.
Yeah, that was just a pain in the butt. What were you gonna say, Brandon?
Yeah. So I mean, just to wrap it up real quick. What are your guys' future trips you
Future
guys are
trips.
Well,
planning in the next like year or two, just so we can wrap up, and we could probably do a set part two about those and other experiences.
well, I think the only trip that I have is Japan in 2025.
That's gonna be a whole all of us group right now that I'm thinking of. But right now I'm game planning on a Spain trip. I'll be going out to Spain to visit my loved one out there. Hopefully,
Your
in
loved
the
one.
yeah, I got me a
Yeah,
loved one in
more.
Spain right now. So I'm gonna go to Spain for hopefully 2024.
Oh, okay.
I know. Yeah, it's gonna be an interesting one. I've been to Spain before, but it wasn't like I was only there for like 2 days as a layover.
Mm.
So now I want to experience it, but
It's in
experience that
Barcelona, right?
Valencia.
Ah, okay. I
Yeah, I'll
went to
be.
Barcelona. Y'all should visit there if you have time too.
See, I like Barcelona. I've never been, but I do. One day I will want to make that travel, and maybe honestly, while I'm out there, I might do a Barcelona
Mhm.
visit. But
Well, if you're in Valencia, definitely check out the beaches there.
that's something I definitely plan on doing, even though I'm not really a water guy. I
Mm.
do want to see what these beaches are looking like in Spain, because apparently a lot of what's it called? What was it? World War II vets
Yeah.
said the beaches in Spain were to die for. So I want to see what they're talking about. But that was probably before McDonald's and KFC and Popeyes were all in all the other countries. So
Oh wow. Your thoughts, Brandon?
So I'm planning to go probably back to UAE for the UFC fight next year.
Okay.
and which fight? Do you know which fight that was?
Probably go to Thailand, Laos. Which one I went
Oh,
to?
okay.
No, do you know which fight that's coming up? That's gonna be in UAE. Is
I'm
that the?
not going to that one, but that's the Makachev versus Oliveira too.
Yep. Gotcha.
I was there for the first one. I saw the first one there. I'm not going this year. But yeah, I'm planning to go Thailand, Laos, probably UAE one more time, Oman, Qatar,
Mm-hmm.
and maybe Jordan just to go see the Petra out there because I want to see Petra, one of the world wonders.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah,
sure.
Petra. Yeah.
This man about to travel the whole Middle East, man. Hey, listen, we gotta do a Baghdad trip one time. I just want to go.
Baghdad.
Why?
Yeah. Hey,
Bro, that's
listen.
like
Hey,
saying
listen.
let's go to Afghan, bro. You want to go to
Hey,
Afghan? That's
man.
what we're
Hey,
saying,
listen.
bro.
We can do it too. We can do it. I got some people out there that can be like, hey, listen. I got you. I got you. We already paid off the whatever
uh,
terrorist groups out there. I want to go
I'm
to
good.
Baghdad. I want to go to Baghdad. I don't
I
know
could I
why.
could probably fit in better than you guys. Well, actually, maybe not.
You would.
Brandon
Yeah,
might actually fit in too.
yeah.
But
You would.
uh,
They'll look at me like I'm lost, and I'll be like, absolutely, I am lost, but I'm just here for a good time, all right?
you're lost, brother.
Mhm.
Oh
You know
man.
what's funny? You know what's funny, Ari?
Yeah.
Is that any like Hispanics that come out to the UAE or any part of GCC, which is like
Yep.
the Arab countries out there,
Yep.
they think they're also Arab because they look Arab, and they
Yep.
just like talk to them in Arab automatically. Just because you're Hispanic, you look similar to them
Yep.
in
Yep.
features.
Um,
So
I mean, I'm not interested in going though. Not there. Sorry.
No
why
I'm
UAE?
not?
scared. Oh, I mean, like, oh, that yes, but Baghdad or Afghanistan, I'm sorry. No,
Oh,
you lost me there.
no Baghdad, no Middle East, no Abu Dhabi. No, I know you want to go to Abu Dhabi and Dubai, but no Baghdad, no Afghanistan. What about Iraq? Let's go to Iraq. I heard the hotels
No,
are cheap out there.
no.
Here's
I'd
here's a
rather
better
not.
question though. How much fun are you trying to have with a budget, right? Because if you go to
Mm,
like
See, and that's
Dubai
the one thing. Facts. Go ahead, keep going.
and Abu Dhabi, that thing's going to be taking your money. You're
You
going to be spending it at minimum like 5K, at minimum 5K
hmm
just for flight, place to stay at, and food and fun. Because like you gotta think theirs is like I think our their $1 there or 100 dirham is
hmm
like $2.65 for us. So when you see it and you see someone says $10, really $30.
Oh wow.
Yep.
Yeah, no, and that's something to where that's something we really have to like talk about. Like, how do you budget?
Expenses.
Yeah,
Expensive.
well, it's not even how do you like. I think how to budget is the wrong word. Do you and can you still get the same enjoyment out of a trip overseas or a trip to another country, even a trip period? when you are on a financial budget. For me,
That comes down to living within your means. But
Yeah.
not to cut you off, Miles, we'll just hold that off for the next time. We'll give them a part two when probably we get a little more travel in and we get a
More
little more
details.
stories.
for
Yeah.
sure, especially we do this whole everybody goes to Tokyo trip.
Oh yeah, that'd be great.
That'll be
That's
good.
definitely my bucket list.
I'll be down for that.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, all right, guys. Well, ladies, gentlemen, others, and this was the Unfiltered Pineapple Podcast with me, Miles, Ari, and Brandon. Hey, we appreciate y'all just being a part of this podcast. We are doing our best to give y'all the best content that we possibly can. We appreciate every one of y'all. And hey, we look forward to y'all on the next one. Signing out, this is Miles, Ari,
Ari and
and
Brandon.
hey, we'll
Hey,
catch
what's
y'all.
good? Hey, feel free to subscribe and hit that like button too. Appreciate it.
We appreciate each and every single one of y'all, and we will talk to y'all on the next one.
Thanks,
Peace.
guys.